Hey, I'm Rachel, and today we're going to take a close look at Madelinetosh Pashmina. All right, so here's everything you need to know about Madelinetosh Pashmina yarn. This yarn is sport weight. It's made from 75% merino, 15% silk, and 10% cashmere. It comes in a 360 yard hank that is approximately 115 grams. And this yarn is really great for luxurious accessories, drapey garments, the kind of things you want to put around your neck. Now let's take a closer look at it. Okay, so let's take a closer look at Pashmina. So this is a really gorgeous luxury yarn. Like I said, it's got the silk and the cashmere in it, which makes it super drapey, really beautiful, really great for stuff that you just want to like squish up around your neck, right? Let me show you here a little closer look of what the yarn itself looks like. It's a 3-ply, and it's really, really soft, of course, because it's got that cashmere in it, and the silk gives it this nice sheen. I don't know if you can tell by looking at the skein here, but the colors in Pashmina, of course, they dye all their normal colors that you would expect, but they just have this like nice sheen to them that comes from the silk and probably a little bit from the cashmere as well. In it. And then the rest of it is the typical merino that they do. So this yarn actually still is machine washable. You can wash it on cold, delicate cycle, the usual, lay it flat to dry. That being said, it is a luxury yarn, so you might consider hand washing just so that you can really like get some good longevity out of it. Like I said, the label does say that you can machine wash. It's totally personal preference. I have this shawl here that I'll show you in a second. I knit it probably 8-9 years ago, and I probably wash it once a season at the end of the winter. You know, I'll give it a good wash with all my shawls, and it's held up beautifully, but I do hand wash it, and I think that helps it last a little bit longer. So anyway, back to the specs that they give you on the label. They recommend a size 3 to 5 needle, and then 22 to 24 stitches over 4 inches. That's a pretty typical gauge for sport weight yarn, and given that it has 360 yards in it, that's a pretty typical sport yarn in our opinion. It does say worsted weight on some of the labels, so keep that in mind. You could probably knit it anywhere from sport to worsted gauge and it would do well. In my experience, it really works great at a sport gauge though. So that's that. As far as needles, I would recommend wood or bamboo or something maybe just a little bit grabbier because the fiber composition can make it a little bit slippery. Now, if you're an experienced knitter, feel free to ignore that advice. I know I do. I knit it on metal needles because I love to like zip through as fast as possible. But if you're more of a beginner and you don't want your stitches falling off the needles or whatever, you might try a grabbier needle, wood, bamboo, something like that. And then this is a yarn that I would definitely recommend doing a gauge swatch on because it is very, very drapey. So you're going to want to make sure that you check your gauge. And here is an example of a project where I did not check my gauge. This is one of the very first shawls I ever knit, actually. It's a traveling woman, free pattern on Ravelry. And I did not check my gauge. I was a very loose knitter. I didn't even know that was going on. And I had to buy a second skein of Pashmina, which really hurt because it's not the cheapest yarn in the world, but I had to buy a second skein of it to finish like the last like inch of the border. But that's okay. I got a beautiful shawl out of it. Like I said, I've had it 8 years, 9 years, something like that, a really long time before I even worked here, I'm pretty sure. It's one of the first shawls I ever knit. And it has held up beautifully. There's a little bit of pilling here and there, especially on the ends, because you know the ends hang down when you're wearing it. But other than that, I have nothing but good things to say about this yarn. And I definitely recommend it for nice drapey projects. It's a luxury yarn for sure. You're gonna wanna wrap this up around your neck, get nice and cozy with it for the winter. Yeah, so I think that is about all I have to say. Once again, it's hand dyed, so make sure and alternate your skeins if you're working with the same color in one project. And other than that, you know, it's luxury, so just enjoy every minute of stitching with this gorgeous yarn. All right, guys, I hope you loved learning about Madelinetosh Pashmina yarn. It's a really great yarn for luxurious and drapey garments and accessories. I'm Rachel. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing because we have a lot more yarn reviews, tutorials, and other fiber fun like that. Happy crafting!